mountain bikers that want to shred with more confidence and do the trails that actually matter to you. Listen up. My name is David Davidson. They call me the Great Bermbino. They call me the Sultan of Shred. And today I'm going to talk with you about 3 mindset shifts that you can use right now to increase your fluidity on the bike, ride down hills, ride up hills if you really care about that, and do the things that matter on the bike. Let's dive in. Mindset shift number 1 is you need to use the alter ego, okay? You need to use the alter ego. What is the alter ego? The alter ego is simply a technique or a way of going about treating an activity by pretending. And what you need to do, especially if you're 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, is you need to tap back into that childlike creativity by pretending you're someone that you're not. So what did I just tell you? I literally just told you to be someone that you're not. I want to talk with you how I do this. Now, if you look at this video of me riding right here, this is not David Davidson riding a bike. So David Davidson, he wakes up in the morning and he gets a bleary-eyed cup of coffee, hops in his Jeep Gladiator, and drives his 2 kids to school. And the objective of being David Davidson is to spread joy to his kids and make sure they get to the building safely. It literally goes like that every day. Then I come home, I give my wife a hug, I tease her, make sure that she's feeling good for the day, and I go to work. That's David Davidson's life. Not this guy. This guy right here, this guy, his name's Diesel. And I didn't even come up with this name. This is a name that some friends gave me in school. By the time I had been mountain biking, that was just my name. I was Diesel. And now, I could have taken that name and been like, thanks guys, cool nickname, moving on. What I did, I went a step further. And this isn't my idea. This is actually an ancient idea taken from this is like biblical, guys. Literally, there are examples of this in the Bible where people were like murderers and thieves, and they were given a new name by God to be a new person. And that's exactly what I want you to do here in your mountain biking skills. Now, this has nothing to do with religion at all. It's just I'm trying to prove to you that this is a legitimate thing that has been used for millennia. Okay, so I didn't even come up with it. And what you can do is actually, you can pick up the book Alter Ego Effect by Todd Herman. This is where he's like the expert at this. He's the foremost leading guy. When I met Todd, I went to a conference that I actually hosted the conference, and he was one of the speakers. One of the points that he brought up was that we need to break free from the identity that helps us win in other areas of life. The reason why the alter ego effect works for mountain bikers that, maybe you sit at a desk 6 to 8 hours a day and you're crunching numbers, or maybe you're managing a team, or maybe you are like a plumber or, an electrician. And these things, you have to be a certain way to be successful at them. Make sense? So if you go and bring the plumber, the electrician, the doctor, the professional, the parent to your mountain biking, it is fine. It's just that that's not necessarily going to help you attack the trail and win in a way where you feel proud of what you're doing. And your friends are not going to look at you and go, holy cow, man, how'd you pull that off? I mean, you're older than me, you're in worse shape than I am, and like, how are you that confident on the bike? It won't happen. So what you have to do is you have to develop what's called an alter ego. All right. Now, the alter ego, again, like I said, I have a name for it. The best way to do it is to have a name and to pretend to be someone else. Now, here's one tip that you can use on your very next ride to help you turn on the alter ego, and turn off the regular person. The name is important, but what's more important is to have a trigger. And whenever I put on my helmet, especially if I put on my goggles, that David's gone. Like, he's not even there anymore. And again, plenty of very famous people have gone from like quiet, timid church singer to literally being Beyonce. Beyonce's alter ego is Sasha Fierce. So when I forgot exactly what she does, but when she gets on stage, what she does is she has kind of a prompt that lets her know, hey, I'm stepping into Sasha Fierce. Whatever her other name is like not here anymore. She's off stage. She's somewhere else. And when you take on that identity, you act as if the alter ego is the one leading the show. So in other words, you can embody any attributes of this alter ego to help you become a better mountain biker. So maybe you're not an aggressive person at work. Maybe you win at home by being a very nurturing parent. Great. Do you need to be more aggressive on the trail? Okay. Well, use your alter ego to be aggressive. And the reason why this works is because it gives you permission to do things that you otherwise wouldn't do. You would never be aggressive if you're like a daycare worker. Could you imagine that? That would be like the shortest job of all time. Like, hey, what makes you qualified to work here with these beautiful little 4-year-olds? Well, I really like to smash things when I get angry. It's like, probably not, sir. Thank you for your time. We'll talk to you another time. So when you need to turn on the attributes that make you good at mountain biking, such as fast reactions, courageous, fearless, you can see things before they happen. You're a relaxed person in danger. These are things that will help you as a mountain biker. So I encourage you to use the alter ego effect, which again, check out the book. I'm not going to even try to pretend I have a resource that's nearly as sharp as Todd's book. So check out his book. It's really excellent. I really like it. It's a good action step for you. Now, on to number 2. You need to practice slowly off the bike what you need to use on the bike. So for example, whenever I'm on the stationary bike and it starts getting difficult to breathe, I forget about all kinds of things like technique and pushing through. And all I do is I imagine, okay, I'm on the bike. It's a downhill race, which is a far stretch for me. I'm on a stationary bike, bored out of my mind, like, ugh. And I'm imagining a downhill race, way cooler. And all I do is I just imagine I'm in a downhill race, and I imagine the crowd cheering for me. I imagine standing on the podium. I imagine my family at the finish line. We're all celebrating together. And what I do is I'm not trying to win on the stationary bike, but what I'm doing is I'm elevating my state from one of suffering to one of enjoyment and joy just by changing what I focus on. Again, let me say this. I'm elevating my state from a place of suffering. This is hard. I'm sweating. My muscles are burning. I'm aching. This sucks. I don't want to be here. To winning a race. My family is here. My friends are here. We're having a great time. Now, why this is important is because when we suffer and it's something that our body needs, we actually can take away a lot of the physiological pain. It's like in the book Dune, when Paul is getting the Gom Jabbar test from the old lady, I forgot her name, and he's just like realizing, why would you do this to me? Because she understands that it's important for them, the what do they call it, the Bene Gesserit or whatever, the witch the witch clan. He's like, they're doing this for a bigger reason. Why would you do this to me? And she just said, we're just sifting sand. And we needed you to see if you could tolerate pain, because any human can shut off any nerve of the body. Now, pain and the experience of things we don't like, obviously, if you're doing a workout and it really hurts, that's a sign to stop. I'm actually not a proponent of pushing through pain. I am a huge proponent of pushing through the perception of suffering. Okay? Pain is bad. The perception of suffering, oh my gosh, that's where the next level is. And not only can we push through it, but we can enjoy it by changing how we think about that suffering, that thing that we're having to do to get better on the bike. Now, a lot of times, again, I find that this is more relevant for when I'm training off the bike. If I'm doing weightlifting, if I'm doing some movement training, and it's like I was trying L-sits last night, and I can do them for about 5 seconds. I'm 6'3". I've got these long levers, and I've never done L-sits before. I'm just now learning to practice them. And gosh, it's hard. I can do them 5 seconds, and I need to be imagining a joyful outcome while I'm doing this thing in order for me to get some enjoyment out of it. So that's number 2. Take the suffering that you're going through and elevate your state by imagining a powerful, happy, joyful outcome related to the thing you're working on. Now listen closely to mindset shift number 3. If you skip this one, then you'll find yourself far behind having the confidence that you really want. And if you want to go down downhills and up hills and all around the berms and everything, feeling totally fluid and in control of your bike, this is an absolute must. And what it is reframing negative self-talk. Now, reframing negative self-talk, I've seen some other coaches take a hack at this, Now, I would consider myself a deep expert at reframing negative self-talk. I actually learned this in business. I was in about 25,000 situations where a business proposal situation was going down, and I was told no about 21,000 times. So for those of you who think that, it would be hard to go out and sell some Girl Scout cookies, this is on a whole new level. Now, not only did I endure and succeed through 21,000 no's, it's more important what I learned about how my brain works during that time, okay? So the brain and the body are connected. And when we have negative self-talk, I can't do it, this is too hard, oh my gosh, I'm a terrible mountain biker, what are my friends going to think, I look like a fool, and here's a big one. For those of you who've been riding a long time, I know I can't do it. My body's telling me I can't do it. The truth is that confidence comes from competence. In other words, confidence comes from being good at something. And so what I actually despise is when people try to say, just use some positive self-talk to get you through. It's fake, it's false, and it's a lie. I hate that. I think it's wrong. And that's not what reframing is at all. So if you've heard from other people, just be positive, they're saying lie to yourself. I say, screw those guys. That's stupid and it won't help you and it's not truthful. The truth is, if you reframe, that means taking your perspective and shifting it or zooming in or zooming out. Now, how do we do this? If you're thinking to yourself, I'm terrible, what do my friends think? I can't do this. Then what you need to do is ask a better question. Okay. Now, again, I'm a deep expert at this. I went to engineering school. I have a philosophy degree and I've done the business stuff and I've been through massive amounts of situations that meant failure. And so I have probably more practice than you at this. Now, and again, there might be some of you that have even more practice than me. Super happy to meet you. Put some comments below. And by the way, guys, roast me if you hate anything here, but good gracious, all you have to do is ask a better question. Let's try together. So let's say that you think to yourself, oh, I'm terrible at this. First of all, you need to observe that thought. Am I terrible at this? And you need to be literally am I actually terrible at this or am I just learning? Okay, that's a perspective shift. No, I'm learning. I've been at this for 3 weeks or I've tried this skill for 5 whole minutes. I must just be new at it. Okay, cool. That's one way to look at it. Another way to reframe a belief is to simply go, okay, you're out there on the trail and you feel some frustration. Maybe your friends are doing something and you can't. You go, oh, I can't get this no matter how hard I try. Okay. I must be pretty persistent. I'm willing to try through a lot more suffering than they are. That's pretty cool. Okay. Look at that. Not bad. Could I figure this out if I continued to try? What if I tried a new technique to figure out how to do this skill? There you go. So, guys, this isn't that hard. What you need to do is just be infinitely curious about the possibility of what could be next. Be infinitely curious about the possibility of what could be next. And here's the thing, why this works so well is we move the focus from the self to the shred. All right. So the possibility, the trail, the thing that's out there, the thing that we can experience and experience at a high level with joy, it's just waiting for us. It doesn't mean anything. And if you make it mean that you're terrible, then ultimately you're not going to have a good time. You're going to have a bad time. And a better way to go about mountain biking and a better way to go about life is to be curious. I wonder what that could be like if I tried again. I'm so grateful that I have this YouTube channel with this exceptionally good-looking person talking to me about how to have an amazing family and an amazing wife who's very beautiful. Hey, honey, I doubt you're watching this episode, but if you are, hello. So seriously, guys, it's not that hard. What we can do is be infinitely curious about all the better ways that things can work out or all the different ways that things could work out. Have fun with this one. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you like other types of how-to content, then I would actually go check out a bunch of the other stuff on my channel. I rarely do mindset content. I just had the spiritually download into me today, and I was like, I gotta go make a video about that. So if you like the how-to content, we got that as well. Go to the channel and check out that content as well. Recently, I did a video that got about 80,000 views just within the first few weeks, blip, blip, blip. and it's on 12 beginner basics. However, a whole lot of intermediate riders are really liking that one because it's some of the stuff that they never got. Check it out here, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.